Hello guys, welcome to Excel Shore Academy. I am back with part 2 on quick revision of Cell, the unit of life through PYQs. In case you guys haven't watched part 1 yet, I am going to be putting the link to part 1 in the description box below. So make sure that you watch the part 1 and then continue with part 2. Before we start part 2, I want to thank you all for your amazing response to the part 1 video in this series. So on that note, let's begin with part 2. So before we get started with the content of part 2, I would like to take a quick recap of what we did in the last lecture, because this is very important that you revise whatever has been taught in the last lecture, because that helps you to link the two lectures and understand the concepts in a better way. So the first thing that we did over there was cell theory. So cell theory was proposed by Sladen and Swan. Yes, you guessed it correct. Then we saw what are the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So what are the structures that are different in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Plus we also did what are the similar structures that are present in these two type of cells. So can you name those similar structures? Those are ribosomes. Okay, but obviously the type of ribosome will differ, but ribosomes you can see in both the prokaryotic cell as well as the eukaryotic cell, plus plasma membrane, which is present in both the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Then we were studying the structure of prokaryotic cell, right? So there were certain structures that we completed in that, like cell envelope. So what is a cell envelope? Cell envelope, basically it has got three layers. Do you remember those three layers? The first one was glycocalyx, the sticky part. Okay, then the next is your plasma membrane. Is it? No, it's not plasma membrane, it is cell wall. And then finally the innermost one, that is your plasma membrane, right? So this was about the cell envelope. The next structure that we did were the cell surface appendages. So what are these? These are basically certain structures that are present on the surface of the cell. So these are called cell surface appendages, right? So what are these? These include your pili, right? Then fimbriae, which are bristle-like structures, right? And then finally we have flagella. So flagella helps in the motility, it plays role in the motility of the cell. So on that note, let's begin with the discussion of part 2. So up till now we have seen all the structures that are present outside the cytoplasm or on the surface of the cell. Now we will study the structures that are present inside the cell or in the cytoplasm of a prokaryotic cell. So the first structure that we are going to study over here are the ribosomes. Now ribosomes, if you can see in this picture, there are certain brown particle like things. Okay, these are nothing but these are said to be the ribosomes. So ribosomes are the cell organelles which have a particle like appearance. So how do they look like? They look like certain dense particles that are present in the cytoplasm. Now a very important point over here is that these organelles are not bound by any membrane. So they are not surrounded by any membrane. This is a very important point because a lot of time questions are asked revolving around this particular line. So remember that whether in prokaryotic cell or a eukaryotic cell, ribosomes do not have any membrane surrounding them. They are not bound by any membrane. Talking about the size, it generally ranges between 15 to 20 nanometer. If you can remember that, well and good. Now let's try to look at the structure of one single ribosome. How does it looks like? So if we try to take a closer look, ribosomes look something like this. So they have got one large subunit, as you can see over here, this orange colored thing. This is said to be the 50S subunit, which is on the top, and this small subunit, this blue colored thing, this is called as the 30S subunit. So one is 50S subunit, which is the large subunit of ribosome, and the other is the 30S subunit. This is the small subunit of ribosome. So both of these subunits, they will assemble together and they will form the 70S type of ribosome, which is found in the prokaryotic cell. Now whenever we write this S, what does it denotes? So S यहाँ पर जो होता है, it basically denotes something called as the Swedberg unit. ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज स्वेडबर्ग यूनिट? स्वेडबर्ग यूनिट जो है ये इट इज़ अ मेजर ऑफ अ पार्टिकल साइज। तो किसी भी पार्टिकल साइज के बारे का मेजरमेंट जो है दैट इज स्वेडबर्ग यूनिट। इट टेल्स यू अबाउट द साइज ऑफ द पार्टिकल, वेदर इट इज़ अ लार्ज पार्टिकल, वेदर द डेंसिटी ऑफ द पार्टिकल इज मोर और लेस। सो जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट जिस भी पार्टिकल का स्वेडबर्ग यूनिट जो है, अगर स्वेडबर्ग यूनिट का वैल्यू इज़ मोर देन वो पार्टिकल का जो डेंसिटी है वो ज़्यादा होगा। सो मोर द वैल्यू ऑफ स्वेडबर्ग यूनिट, मोर इज मोर हेवियर और मोर डेंसर द पार्टिकल और large size particle is there. Okay, so before we start solving the questions, ये एक छोटा सा पार्ट है जो बच गया है, so let's complete that. तो बेसिकली ये जो राइबोसोम्स होते हैं, जो पार्टिकल जैसे आपको दिखाई देते हैं साइटोप्लाज्म में, उनका रोल क्या है, उनका फंक्शन क्या होता है सेल में? सो मैंने आपको पहले भी बोला था कि राइबोसोम्स जो होते हैं दे आर प्रोटीन फैक्ट्रीज ऑफ द सेल। तो फंक्शन ऑफ राइबोसोम्स क्या है कि दीज आर द साइट्स ऑफ प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस। सो बेसिकली होता क्या है कि जो एमआरएनए होता है उस एमआरएनए पे हमारा जो ये राइबोसोम है वो अटैच होता है, एंड देन फिर इस एमआरएनए से मैसेज ट्रांसलेट करके प्रोटीन्स बनाए जाते हैं। दिस एंटायर प्रोसीजर जो है इन डेप्थ आपने क्रोमोसोम मॉलिक्यूलर बेसिस ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस उस चैप्टर में पढ़ा होगा। सो जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट ये जो राइबोसोम्स है एमआरएनए पे अटैच होते हैं, और फिर इसके बाद ये जो एमआरएनए में जो भी मैसेज होता है उसको वहाँ से ट्रांसलेट करके, एमआरएनए को ट्रांसलेट करके फिर प्रोटीन बनाया जाता है, विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज ट्रांसलेशन। सो दैट इज़ द फंक्शन बेसिकली कि राइबोसोम्स जो है दीज आर द साइट्स ऑफ प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, now there's a terminology which is called as polyribosomes. Okay, polyribosomes का meaning क्या होता है? Poly means what? Many. तो polyribosomes मतलब क्या हुआ? बहुत सारे ribosomes, many ribosomes. तो in this case what happens is कि हमारा जो एक single mRNA, ये जो blue आप देख रहे हो, ये जो structure है, this is what one single mRNA. तो इस वन सिंगल mRNA पे क्या होगा? बहुत सारे राइबोसोम्स अटैच हो जाते हैं आके, जैसे ये 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So many ribosomes will come and attach to one single mRNA, और ये सारे मिलके क्या करेंगे? प्रोटीन्स बनाएंगे. They will translate the mRNA into the proteins. So इसको, इस स्ट्रक्चर को what we call is the polyribosomes, या फिर इसको polysomes भी कहा जाता है. एंड दिस इज़ वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट क्योंकि दिस वॉज आस्क्ड वन टाइम कि दिस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर पॉलीराइबोसोम जो होता है वो क्या होता है. सो प्लीज़ रिमेंबर कि एक सिंगल एमआरएनए पे होगा क्या कि बहुत सारे जो राइबोसोम्स हैं वो आके अटैच हो जाएंगे, एंड दे विल ट्रांसलेट द एमआरएनए इनटू प्रोटीन. सो दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज़ बेसिकली इज व्हाट दिस इज़ योर पॉलीराइबोसोम. Now let's start solving the questions related to this. The first question is ribosomes are the center for. Now again this is a very easy question. This is a piece of cake and I know you can answer this. So these are the center for respiration. No. Are these the center for photosynthesis? No. Fat synthesis? Again no. These are the sites for protein synthesis. This was such an easy question and this was asked once. So let's try the next question. पॉलीसोम्स आर द एग्रीगेट्स ऑफ. पॉलीसोम्स हमने भी थोड़ी देर पहले ही कवर किया था. पॉलीसोम्स किसका एग्रीगेट होते हैं? सो पॉलीसोम्स राइबोसोम्स एंड आरआरएनए नहीं. राइबोसोम्स एमआरएनए पे अटैच होता है, आरआरएनए पे अटैच नहीं होता है. सो दिस इज़ गॉन. ओनली आरआरएनए, सिर्फ आरआरएनए को हम लोग जो एग्रीगेट होगा, बहुत सारा आरआरएनए मिल जाएगा, तो क्या उसको पॉलीराइबोसोम्स बोलेंगे? नो, कैंसिल दिस आउट. पैरोक्सीसोम्स, पैरोक्सीसोम एक बेसिकली एक सेल ऑर्गन है जो हम नेक्स्ट पार्ट जब भी आएगा वो तब हम उसको कवर करेंगे, बट फिलहाल ये आंसर नहीं है. एंड देन डी, सेवरल राइबोसोम्स हेल्ड टुगेदर बाय स्ट्रिंग ऑफ एमआरएनए. सो येस, जो mRNA होता है बाई स्ट्रिंग ऑफ mRNA मीन्स वॉट? नाउ लुकिंग एट दिस सेंटेंस बाई स्ट्रिंग ऑफ mRNA, लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स विल गेट कन्फ्यूज लाइक ये स्ट्रिंग ऑफ mRNA का क्या मतलब होता है. तो mRNA जो ऐसा स्ट्रिंग जैसा स्ट्रक्चर बनाता है, धागे जैसा स्ट्रक्चर बनाएगा, एंड उस पर बहुत सारे राइबोसोम्स जो रहेंगे वो एक साथ बंधे हुए रहेंगे लाइक दिस. सो दिस इज वॉट इज़ योर पॉलीराइबोसोम्स. ओके, सो ऑप्शन डी इज करेक्ट. Again this was a very easy question. So So the next structure that we see in a prokaryotic cells are the inclusion bodies. तो inclusion bodies आपको यहाँ पे कहाँ दिख रही है? ये जो आप कुछ spherical structures देख रहे हो, इनको हम लोग कहते हैं inclusion bodies. Okay, now what are inclusion bodies basically? Inclusion bodies क्या है? Actually कुछ reserve material होता है. जैसे सेल के पास, प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल के पास जब भी when कार्बन, नाइट्रोजन, फॉस्फेट या सल्फर, जो ये सब चीज़ें हैं, जब इनका एक्सेस में हो जाता है तो व्हाट प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल डज इज़ दैट इनको एग्रीगेट कर लेता है. जैसे फॉस्फेट को एक जगह एग्रीगेट करके जमा करके कुछ उसके फॉस्फेट ग्रैन्यूल्स बनाता है, जिसको आप इंक्लूजन बॉडीज़ बोलते हो या फिर रिजर्व मटेरियल, रिजर्व ग्रैन्यूल्स बोलते हो. देन इवन सल्फेट, जब व्हेन इज इट इज़ इन एक्सेस, तो सल्फेट सारा एग्रीगेट करके सल्फेट ग्रैन्यूल्स बनते हैं. तो इन सब चीज़ों को, या फिर कार्बन ज़्यादा हो, नाइट्रोजन ज़्यादा हो, सो बेसिकली इनको जमा करके एक जगह एग्रीगेट किया जाता है. कार्बन ज़्यादा होगा तो एक जगह सारा कार्बन एग्रीगेट करके वो बेसिकली उसको एक जगह जमा करके उसे कुछ ग्रैन्यूल जैसा स्ट्रक्चर बनाता है, एंड दैट इज़ बेसिकली कॉल्ड एज द इंक्लूजन बॉडीज़. Okay, now your inclusion bodies, they are not bound by any membrane. Okay, this is a very important point, key point you have to remember that inclusion bodies के ऊपर कोई भी membrane नहीं होती, कोई covering नहीं होती. Just like your ribosomes, they do not have a membrane, they are not membrane bound. Examples of inclusion bodies, these include phosphate granules. तो जो इसको polyphosphate granules भी बोला जाता है. तो पॉलीफॉस्फेट ग्रैन्यूल्स मतलब क्या? फॉस्फेट्स को एक जगह जोड़कर एग्रीगेट करके रखेंगे, दैट इज़ पॉलीफॉस्फेट ग्रैन्यूल्स. देन साइनोफाइसिन ग्रैन्यूल्स. साइनोफाइसिन ग्रैन्यूल्स आर बेसिकली रिच, दे आर द रिजर्व मटेरियल, दे कंटेन हाई अमाउंट ऑफ कार्बन एंड नाइट्रोजन. तो कुछ पॉलीमर्स होते हैं अमीनो एसिड के, उनको हम लोग साइनोफाइसिन ग्रैन्यूल्स बोलते हैं. द नेक्स्ट इज PBH. PBH is your poly beta hydroxy granules and these are rich in carbon and energy. तो basically कार्बन और एनर्जी का जो रिजर्व होता है, that is your PBH granules. And finally the gas vacuoles. Gas vacuoles जो है, these are found in certain photosynthetic bacteria like blue green bacteria, green bacteria, purple photosynthetic bacteria. And apart from what do these gas vacuoles do is that they also help in adding buoyancy. तो दे हेल्प इन फ्लोटिंग. ओके, सो यूजुअली जो एक्वाटिक सेटअप में जो भी बैक्टीरियाज मिलेंगे, दे विल हैव दीज गैस वैक्यूल्स. एंड इन सर्टेन केसेस व्हाट दे से इज दैट गैस वैक्यूल्स दे डू हैव मेम्ब्रेन्स, सो दैट इज़ एन एक्सेप्शन. बट अदरवाइज इंक्लूजन बॉडीज दे डू नॉट हैव एनी मेम्ब्रेन. ओके, सो दैट्स अबाउट द इंक्लूजन बॉडीज. So let's solve the question based on inclusion body. The question goes as, which one of the following is not an inclusion body found in prokaryotes? So इनमें से वो कौन सी है जो inclusion body नहीं है prokaryotes के अंदर? ये not पे आपको बहुत focus करना है, because in exam in hurry what you do is you tend to overlook this. Okay, so remember they are asking not an inclusion body. So for this question you also have to you will also have to remember ki which are the examples of inclusion bodies. Okay, so the first is sainophysin granules. We have just seen that sainophysin granules are reserve of carbon and nitrogen. Basically there are certain polymers of amino acids, right? So and this doesn't goes with the question, so let's cancel this option. Glycogen granules, again these are included in inclusion bodies, so let's cancel this out. This is also not valid. Let's see the option D first. Phosphate granules. Phosphate granules, again these are aggregates of phosphate and they are example of inclusion bodies. So again this option is cancelled out. So what remains is polysome. Now do you remember what are polysomes? हमने थोड़ी देर पहले ही किया था. Polysomes are basically what? These are your polyribosomes, right? mRNA पे ऐसे कुछ structures थे. And this is not an inclusion body, right? So this is polysome is not an inclusion body. So option C is the correct option. So let's begin with the next set of structures in a prokaryotic cell. These are nucleoid, genophore and the plasmid. Now these words aren't really that difficult. Let's try to decode them one by one. The first one is nucleoid. So nucleoid is what? It is an irregularly shaped space. तो एक irregularly shaped space होता है prokaryotic cell के अंदर, तो इस स्पेस के अंदर जो है प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स का डीएनए प्रेजेंट होता है, तो उस स्पेस को हम लोग कहते हैं न्यूक्लियोइड. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट स्ट्रक्चर दैट वी हैव ओवर हियर is the genophore. Okay, so genophore, this is what is genophore, but the labeling is wrong over here. This is not nucleoid, this is the genophore. So genophore is a term which is used to denote bacterial chromosome. So bacterial chromosome and genophore are one and the same thing. Okay, so in case of prokaryotes, the prokaryotes, they have just one single bacterial chromosome. Okay, and the DNA that is present over here is one double stranded circular DNA. Now to accommodate this DNA inside the very limited space found in the prokaryotic cell, it has been supercoiled. Okay, so just assume that this has been supercoiled and this takes this kind of structure. This is the chromosomal DNA or the bacterial chromosome. The next structure that we find over here is a plasmid. Okay, plasmid is what? Plasmid is the extra chromosomal DNA. Okay, so what is plasmid? It is extra chromosomal DNA. So apart from whatever chromosomal DNA is there in the prokaryotic cell, certain bacteria, they will also have a extra chromosomal DNA which is called as plasmid. So most of the genes that are required for survival and all the functions, they are present on this chromosomal DNA, right? But some extra genes will be present on this plasmid DNA. So it's just like how we have earlier the mobile phones used to come with a very limited amount of memory. So to extend that, we had certain memory cards, so that used to increase the space. Basically some new things could be added. So this is just synonymous to that most of the genes are present on this bacterial chromosome over here, but what extra genes will be there, they will be present on the plasmid DNA. Right, now your plasmid, in case of bacteria, it is basically of two types, that is your F plasmid and the R plasmid. So F plasmid stands for fertility, so it is required for conjugation. Remember this, F plasmid is important for conjugation. Okay, next is your R plasmid. R plasmid is basically the plasmid that contains genes that will provide resistance to antibiotics. So this is the plasmid that contains genes that provide bacteria resistance to the antibiotics. ओके, तो जिन बैक्टीरिया के पास ये आर टाइप का प्लाज्मिड होता है, वो बैक्टीरिया जो है वो कुछ एंटीबायोटिक्स, सर्टन स्पेसिफिक एंटीबायोटिक्स को वो रेजिस्टेंट होते हैं. उन एंटीबायोटिक्स का उन पर्टिकुलर बैक्टीरिया पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होता है. ओके, सो विद दैट वी कंप्लीट द डिस्कशन ऑन द structures that are present in the prokaryotic cell. So that's it for today. We will meet again in the next lecture, but till that time, keep learning, keep watching the videos, and yes, do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.